By changing the perspective of failure as not meeting your expectation, failure needs to be feedback. It's your mentor and it's your guide to say, okay, that didn't work. What else can we try? And using failure as our teacher and as our learning tool to get one step closer to what our goal really is.
No more burnout, no more fear. We'll build it strong, make it clear. Not just a grind, but a dream that's true. Building a business that works for you.
Welcome back to The Builder's Edge, the show where we explore strategies that help contractors and entrepreneurs build businesses that actually work. I'm your host, Deanna Lucas. Today's guest is someone who helps six-figure entrepreneurs break free from the one biggest hidden roadblocks to growth: procrastination. Jesse Holmes is a coach who teaches the power of taking just one small step at a time, helping business owners overcome their fear, stop delaying, and create momentum that compounds into real results. In this episode, we're going to uncover how procrastination sneaks in, why even successful entrepreneurs get stuck, and most importantly, how you can start taking immediate action in your business without feeling overwhelmed. Get ready to take that first small step toward your next breakthrough. Welcome, Jesse.
Thanks for having me, Deanna.
Great. Okay, so let's get right to it. Let's talk about the background and your philosophy. You help six-figure entrepreneurs overcome that procrastination. Can you share what inspired you to focus on this and why it matters so much to business owners?
That's a fantastic question. Thank you so much again for having me here. I
Uh-huh.
think it's so important for entrepreneurs because procrastination is just a symptom. It's not, we think it as, it's the problem, but it really is just a symptom of something that's a root cause that's a little bit deeper than that. And by uncovering what that root cause is, it'll actually unlock a lot of breakthroughs when it comes to momentum and moving forward in not only your business, but in your personal life. And by uncovering these sticking points, these blocks, and knowing how to push through them just opens up so much more freedom when it comes to managing your time, with your relationships, with your own personal life, by just knowing where am I stuck and how do I get myself unstuck.
Wow, Jesse, this is going to be a great episode. I never thought about it as being a symptom. Man, what a mind shift that is for us to do that. So you've developed this, one small step approach. Can you explain what that means and why taking micro steps works better than trying to tackle everything at once?
Absolutely. So when it comes to procrastination, there's a few reasons why most people procrastinate. For busy entrepreneurs, usually the reason is either a combination of fear of failure or they want to make sure it's absolutely perfect. They have a high standard for themselves, for their life, and for their business. And so they're not procrastinating because they're lazy. They're procrastinating because they want to make sure they do the best job that they possibly can. The problem is with so many things on our plate, with juggling all the balls and being an entrepreneur responsible for so many different things, when it comes to that really important task, we're not delaying it to avoid it. We're delaying it to try to give ourselves the best amount of focus, time, and energy to do a great job at it. The
Yeah.
problem is when we do that, we're actually building a habit of avoiding the one thing that could be moving ourselves closer to achieving our goal more than anything else.
Okay, great. So, I think the biggest part of people that I'm in of course I get coached too. We all have coaches. So the biggest group I find that, and especially with entrepreneurs, we're perfectionists. We truly are.
Mhm.
But I wonder if we kind of, tell ourselves that story because there is a little fear behind there that's maybe,
Right.
needs to be uncovered.
I believe it's two sides of the same coin. It's wanting to get it right and perfect, but it's because we're afraid of not, looking our best or what other people will think, or, what if this doesn't work out the way I expected to the first time I put an effort in.
Right. Okay. So many entrepreneurs struggle with just procrastination without realizing the root cause. And what are some of those other common fears or mental blocks that you see that hold business owners back?
Some of the common fears that hold a lot of business back is is they have a wrong mindset when it comes to what failure truly means. Some people think that, failure means not getting the result that I expected the first time I tried it. And so they don't take that one step. But in not taking that step, they're guaranteeing that they're failing because they're not going to actually move closer to achieving their goal. By changing the perspective of failure as not meeting your expectation, failure needs to be feedback. It's your mentor and it's your guide to say, okay, that didn't work. What else can we try? And using failure as our teacher and as our learning tool to get one step closer to what our goal really is.
Yeah, and not like a crutch, not something to fall back on, not to make it an excuse for, but something that propels us to that perfection we all want anyway, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's got to be triggers there. When we're procrastinating, there's got to be hidden triggers. Tell us how do we identify our own little triggers?
Well, I think a lot of us, just myself included, and I'm not perfect at this, but
Right.
we justify what we're procrastinating on. We say, I'm procrastinating for a good reason. Like we all have our own reasons why we're delaying or not getting to that task.
Those
And
stories.
those stories that we tell
True or
ourselves.
false, but yes.
That's right. And
Okay.
the thing is, if someone asks, and this is what I do with a lot of the people I talk to, I'll just ask the simple question, hey, what's something you're procrastinating on your business right now? And by just asking yourself that question, the brain will quickly identify, yeah, you know what? I'm actually, putting that off. And it's probably a thing that's fairly important or something that's actually going to make a difference and move the needle in your business.
Right. Wow. Okay. So ask yourself the triggers. Just flat out ask yourself and see. Identify those. That's the first thing. Identify what you're procrastinating on. Maybe just identifying what's taking you longer than usual or what it should.
That's
That might
right.
be your procrastinator, maybe, right?
That's right.
Okay. So those actionable systems. Once somebody identifies their trigger, how does your one small step philosophy help them start moving forward immediately?
Absolutely. So I have this framework that I like to implement in my own mind in order to take that first step. I say, what is something that's easy, that's enjoyable, that I can do each and every single day without burning out? And finding what appeals to me. What's easy to some person isn't what's easy to another person. What is enjoyable to one person isn't enjoyable to another person.
Right.
But by finding my unique ability, what comes naturally to me,
Okay.
and then I break that thing down into the smallest, easiest, most enjoyable step that I can do every single day to build consistency.
Okay. Okay. So you say that that's what sounds that little clarify this little section for me. You say what seems easy to you. How should we identify what seems easy to us? You'd think that would be easy. But
Right?
right. But how do we identify that what is easy for us? Something that fits into our daily routine, something that partially comes natural. How do we identify that?
So there are some things that when we're procrastinating on, it might not be an easy task. So it's up to us. Okay, how can I make this easier to get started? What's the least amount of time I could do that would get me somewhat of a result? Is it 10 minutes a day? Is it 5 minutes a day? Is it just 1 minute a day? Because the biggest thing with procrastination is just getting started. Because once we get started, usually the momentum carries us through.
Right, that's true. That I have listened to you the other day and set in, and I listened to that one small step, and I came back and I took a mountain that I'd been trying to work on, and I just did one small step, and it feels like it has freed me up, like it has mentally unclogged my mind about that thing. Like I
Yes,
don't have to think of that whole mountain and
that's
all
right.
the tools I need to climb it. I just think of it as one baby step.
Absolutely.
We don't remember, sorry to interrupt you, but we don't remember those baby steps when we first took them. But when you think about a baby, they're taking little bad, horrible steps. Their
Mhm.
first few are awful, and then before you know it, they're off running. And we need to have that same mentality. You're absolutely right. So,
Absolutely.
uh, can you give an example of a small step that had a big impact, maybe on one of your clients or you?
Absolutely. So anything that's worth doing is worth doing poorly. So it's just getting
Woo!
started.
Wait a minute, repeat that. I love that.
Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. And
That's
so
true.
when it comes to anything that I'm trying to get better at, we all start at zero, we all start at wherever, and usually we look at that goal and be like, especially as entrepreneurs, especially people that have high standards for ourselves, we
Yeah.
want to achieve that goal so well the first shot out there.
Yeah, and so fast and so perfect and with no roadblocks, no bumps, no speed bumps, no nothing.
Absolutely.
Wow. But
And
it doesn't happen that way,
it,
does it?
it doesn't happen that way. But what happens is we get almost caught up in our own success and think, okay, that next project that we need to tackle, I can tackle it with the same level of expertise that I've handled everything else. But every task
Oh, okay.
has its own nuance to it. Even though we're an expert in something, doesn't mean that we're automatically going to transfer all those skills to be a professional somewhere else. Let's take a silly example for someone learning an instrument. Just because I'm an expert in one instrument doesn't mean I'm like
It's
automatically going to be a
true.
professional in another one. Yes, you'll have things that transfer and help you with it,
Right.
but you still got to start poorly, and you got to start right. Anything worth doing is worth
Yeah.
poorly.
Yeah, I love it. Great. Yeah, so just like within my own business with different I'm a very system driven.
Mm.
I push systems that help people manage, these big tasks.
Yep.
And so in anytime I launch a new system or a new idea, I don't need to think about it as it needs to be perfect right off the bat. I just
Yep.
need to figure it out, get it working, get all the kinks out of it, and get it going, and then rinse and repeat, hopefully.
That's right.
Yeah,
Done is better than perfect. So,
that is it. That's true.
right.
Okay, let's talk about maintaining that momentum. After taking these first small steps, what's your
Mhm.
advice on keeping that momentum and not falling back into those old habits?
That's a fantastic question,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to entrepreneurs. Most of us do is when we feel like we start getting momentum, then we put the pedal to the metal and we're driving 120 miles an hour down the freeway trying to achieve our
Okay.
goal. The problem is that requires a lot of self-discipline, a lot of willpower, and a lot of energy. And anything when it comes to achieving a goal, especially if it's an important goal that we're procrastinating on,
Okay.
we need to make sure that it's a sustainable practice. Because if it's a worthwhile goal, we should be wanting to improve or get better at it every single day, not just for a couple days or for a week. If this is important to me, and it's important because I'm procrastinating on it, I need to make sure I can do this long term, couple years out in the I want to be able to still do this 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years down the road. And in fact, I'll surpass my goal in a way that's way less draining if I take a different perspective on the goal that I'm trying to achieve. Not how can I achieve this instantly as quickly as possible and then move on to the next one. No, if
And
this is an
repeat it
important
as,
goal,
yeah.
how can I continually grow it and surpass it in a sustainable way that doesn't burn me out?
Yeah, so basically just keeping that same small step mentality throughout, even when it takes momentum. Don't
Yep,
get caught up in the momentum.
that's
Stay in
right.
that small step zone, stay in that comfort zone, stay in that you're maximizing yourself at that very moment kind of mode.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Yes. Instead of trying to push and, like I said, use self-discipline and willpower to force your way through that goal, let that goal pull you. Take your one small step each and every single day until it becomes so easy that you're like, you know what? I can take 2 steps today. And I can take 2 steps
Okay.
every single day until it becomes so easy. Then you can add the third. Then you can build on it and grow and get pulled towards your goal instead of trying to push your way towards your goal.
The difference between burnout and success.
That's
If you're
right.
pushing that goal, you're going to be burning out. If you're just letting it happen and happen naturally by those small steps that you compound, then that avoids that awful burnout. We don't want to burn
Absolutely.
out.
And
Our
the thing
business,
is,
go
you
ahead.
can you can achieve a goal, and then if you burn out, you're going to lose all the progress that you built anyway, because now you got to make up for all the time that you took off because you pushed so hard.
You absolutely. A burnout doesn't do you or your business any good at all. Not to mention all of your family and everyone around you counting on you either.
That's right.
Okay, so mindset and growth. You talk a lot about this mindset shifts. What's one mental adjustment that can dramatically reduce procrastination for business people and owners?
Absolutely. Making whatever that task is that you are procrastinating on and shrink it, like make it smaller, 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 smaller to the point where if you told someone what you did on they would laugh at you.
They wouldn't be impressed.
They wouldn't be impressed. In fact, I've said this like, oh, like how do you do how do you get so consistent at this? How do you grow so like I said, I do this a day and they laugh. They say, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Like, yeah, you're gonna laugh, but you know what? I do it every single day. And that's the difference.
Yeah, wow, compounded. We hear that all the time. Compounded success.
That's right.
Okay, so that first step you'd have them take today is make it as tiny and minute as possible. Yeah, how long do you think that they should keep that minute until it is done maybe automatically, or when do they add that next step?
That's so my guideline is so take it for instance, what's a habit that every single person does every single day?
Brush their teeth.
That's right. That's right. It's the
Brush their
one
teeth.
habit that every single person does for their benefit. That's a
Hopefully.
preventative, right?
Right.
Hopefully, it's a preventative, right?
Okay, right.
And the day that you don't brush your teeth, what happens?
Ooh,
You
you
feel
feel
weird. You
awful.
feel awful.
You're
And
like
so
this.
you're
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. You're like
Hand over your
something's
mouth.
wrong. And
Yes.
so this is how we need to build our habits for achieving our
Okay.
goal. We need to make it so that if I didn't do it that day, I would feel so
Off.
weird. I'd be like,
Okay.
this, I'm missing something. And it becomes automatic. I don't have to force myself to a goal. Now with my own personal, let's give the example of personal fitness. I
Right.
work every single day, but it's not at the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. It might be
Right.
only 10 minutes a day. But when I don't work out that day, I'm like, I need to put this energy. This is weird. And so I've done it, and
Okay.
it grows on its complete self. It's honestly completely autopilot. It's a system that our brain takes over, just like driving a car is. You don't have to think about it anymore. That's how you need to think about your own habits when it comes to personal growth.
Okay. So challenges can come up. Just start building that momentum in their business by just those one small steps, having the right mindset, compounding on it. Only when the habit becomes normal, that when you miss it, you're like, wait a minute, my routine's off. Like this is out of whack.
Mhm.
Great takeaways. Is there, other than the mind shift of I need to chunk it down just to one little thing, what other mind shift of the item that we're procrastinating on do you think needs to happen?
Absolutely. So there's again a couple reasons why people procrastinate. Either it's so important to you and you're the only one that can only do it, or you shouldn't be doing it at all. And so that's the mind shift change. Is this something that nobody else can do? That I'm the only person qualified? This is the highest leverage, highest impact activity that only I am qualified to do?
Uh-huh.
Or is this meant for somebody else who that might be their specialization?
Right. Wow. Jesse, I really appreciate the way you help entrepreneurs break through procrastination and take consistent action. The one small step approach you teach is truly powerful, and it's clear why your clients get such results. So, what I do at D&D Business Systems is I help contractors and tradespeople, business owners take what's already working in their business, their reputation, word of mouth, referrals, and quality work, and I amplify it with systems and visibility so they can grow without adding to chaos. So, if you happen to know any builder, contractor, or business owner who could benefit from that kind of support, I'd love for you to introduce us. I'd be grateful for that. And I'd love to help them take their next steps, small steps to growth, just like your clients do every day.
Awesome. I would love that.
So, what an inspiring conversation. Gosh, I could sit here for hours, Jesse.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing your insights and reminding us that momentum isn't about giant leaps.
Mhm.
It's about taking that one small step consistently.
Mhm.
So tell our listeners how they can get to get a hold of you and be a part of your program and stop this procrastination.
Yes. So for those who want to learn more from me, your next smallest step is going to effortlessgrowth.co. When you go there, you'll see a form where you can put in your email address to join the notification list. Every single day, I do a live question and answer period at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can join, ask me any question you want when it comes to procrastination, productivity in your life or in your business, and I'll be glad to help you. Again, it's effortlessgrowth.co. Join the notification list for instant access and exclusive content.
Yeah, you'll probably see me there again. Yeah, great things. Already big changes. I love it. Okay, here's your challenge, listeners. Just choose one small step you can take today that moves your business forward. Just a baby step that would be embarrassing to tell somebody that you had accomplished. Maybe it's making a call you've been putting off. Maybe it's sending that email or tackling one task you've been avoiding. Take it, complete it, repeat it, and notice the momentum it takes. Remember, progress compounds. Builders don't wait for the perfect conditions. They take actions step by step. Start today and watch how even the smallest move can lead to big results. Thank you.